Hello and welcome to my video on what is Scrum. Scrum is an agile methodology used for software development. It's an iterative method for getting projects done. So what we are doing is building upon the features that we've created the outline for example. This means the project, for example, an e-commerce website, has a list of functions we need to create. We create them to a working level and then improve on them in the next few releases, ideally the next release. The Scrum team have to manage their own workflow. So this means there isn't a project manager that tells them, okay, you need to do this week, this and this, for example. So let's take a look at the Scrum workflow. Okay, the example I'll be using is an e-commerce website, but this can be some piece of software for a warehouse management system, a video store, a video store library catalog. Okay, so you as a company will have a client, and the client will have a list of features that they want in the software, or in my example, the e-commerce website. What the client wants, the client will obviously get, but what we need to do is get from this information here to the final product, which is here. And the way we do this is we take down all the requirements, we put them in the sprint backlog. This sprint backlog is then churned out in this section here, which is the sprint itself, and this lasts for a fixed amount of time. So it could be 1 week, it can be 4 weeks, it can be, I don't know, a day. Chances are not a day, but you get what I mean. So these list of tasks, you have the most important tasks will get churned out into the sprint, and then we'll be able to review them once they are completed. So my client has 5 features, and 2 of them are the most important, and those we are going to put into the sprint first. Now you do that section in the sprint, those 2 options, and then you get them reviewed by the Scrum Master and the client and anybody else that's involved with this project. It gets looked at. If it gets greenlit, you carry on. While this is happening in the review stage, and the product is live, and it may have these features that we've just done live as well. They may not be working exactly how you wanted, but they have to be working in some form. Okay, otherwise this Scrum team have to then go to the Scrum Master and tell him or her that we can't complete this project or this element of the project in this sprint because of some time delay, other work, or another project taking up too much time. So what the Scrum Master's role in that is to take away some of the issues and then allow that Scrum team member or team to actually continue with the sprint. So while all this is going on, no doubt that the client will want to add a few more features because they've been visiting other websites or that they're tweaking the ideas that they've got. And it happens quite a lot. Now, while this sprint is happening, no other information from this backlog that's getting added on by the client is going to be done until this sprint backlog has been completed. So once this is completed, we can look at new features. Otherwise, the Scrum team will never know about this until they've completed this section here. Okay, so on a daily basis, what we need to do as a team is know what everybody else is doing. And the way we do that is have a daily Scrum meeting. This is a small meeting between the Scrum team, the Scrum Master, and possibly the client or anybody else that's involved in the project. They will have a meeting, each of them talking about what they did yesterday, what they are going to do today, and what the issues are if they can't do it. And then they go away, they do their work, and then they go through this life cycle again. Okay, so while a sprint is going on, the Scrum Master will make a chart, which is not actually illustrated here, but it's a chart showing the burn down rate of the project itself. So once the project tasks have all been completed and there's nothing else left in the backlog, we review. We could possibly ship, and we have another meeting which is a retrospective meeting, which also can happen at the end of each sprint as well, and in most cases it is. And what you do in the retrospective review is you talk about what went well, what you could do better next time. So you can see the interaction between people and functions. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe.